Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do around the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Game 2 of the NBA Finals, man. We got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, out on the road facing the Boston Celtics. Celtics, 6.5-point home favorites here in Game 1. Celtics punched my Mavs in the mouth in Game 1. Hey, it was what it was. The Celtics, when they're hot, when they're hitting their shots, we've seen them have a lot of dominant wins this season. So it didn't surprise me that they ultimately won that game by the style margin that they won. Does it mean much in the grand scheme of things? I don't think so. This is a 7-game series, and one thing we haven't done all playoffs long is overreact to one game. So I'm going to break down in depth here in just a second how I see Game 2 shaping out here in the NBA Finals. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that continue to tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money Making Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. We did drop Game 1, but we had a tremendous regular season. We've had a money-making postseason. I'm uberly confident that we're going to bounce back and get right back on track and continue to kick the crap out of the books like we've done all season long. So let's do exactly that, man. Let's smash it per usual. Let's make some money tonight. And without further ado, let's hop right to tonight's NBA action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get her done, man. Game 2 of the NBA Finals, man. We got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, out on the road facing the Boston Celtics. Again, Celtics, 6.5-point home favorites. Celtics dominated Game 1. Short, sweet, simple. Mavs had one run, cut the lead down to 8. Outside of that, the Celtics completely dominated Game 1. One thing that I just did not foresee happening in Game 1 was Pickdawgz coming out and having 18 points in the first quarter. I just did not foresee that happening. The guy that had missed, over a month of basketball. He pretty much had missed majority of the postseason. I did not think his first postseason action, his first finals action, he would come out and absolutely torch the Mavs in the manner that he did. Look, though, one thing I will say is the reason I took Boston to win the NBA Finals at the beginning of the season was not only the addition of Jrue Holiday, but the addition of Pickdawgz, man, a 7-foot sniper, somebody who can absolutely let it go from any range. I thought he would fit in really nice with the high-volume shooting, three-point shooting Celtics, and that he has. His main concern his entire career, though, has been what? Health. Will he stay healthy this finals is the million-dollar question. So, hats off to Porzingis, an amazing first quarter. Ultimately, that was what decided the game for the Celtics. They had the amazing first quarter run, were able to kind of lean on that for majority of the game. Remember, the Mavs did have that one run, but outside of that, the Celtics pretty much were able to lean on that first quarter run that they had. Do I think Porzingis does that again here in this game? No, I don't. I think the Mavs will have a much better game plan for him. It was kind of hard to game plan for him with him missing the amount of time that he missed. Now knowing that he has asserted himself into the series, I expect the Mavs to have an answer for him. Look, I expect the Mavs to adjust here in Game 2. I really, really do. Personally, I would take the Mavs plus the points. And I would take the Mavs straight up on the money line. I trust the Mavs on the road, and I trust them to make their adjustments here in Game 2. I just do. The reason being, first round of the playoffs, Mavs Game 1 to the Clippers, what happened? Clippers beat them up. It was a pretty dominant win for the Clippers. I remember all of you then told me that the sky was falling for my Mavs and the Clippers were going to put the Mavs out in 5. Well, hindsight is 2020. We now know what happened in that series. The Mavs turned around, dominated Game 2, and then went on to win the series. Let's move on to the second round. Second round, Oklahoma City. Game 1 of round 2. What did they do to the Mavs? They won that game comfortably. A double-digit win for Oklahoma City. what the Mavs do in game 2. They made adjustments, came out, won game 2 in Oklahoma City, stole the home court advantage, went back home. The rest was history. They end up winning that series as well. Let's go to the third round. Round 3. The Mavs, well, they stole game 1 and game 2 from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Look at the Timberwolves' record at home this season. So I'm just trying to paint the picture that the Mavs have been really, really, really good on the road all postseason long. We've seen them win game 2 every series they've played thus far this postseason. Now let's look at Boston. Boston, hey, round 1, game 1, they dominated Miami. Game 2, round 1, in Boston, what they do? They lost to Miami. Miami came out, shot the ball really well, and beat Boston on their home floor. So we saw Boston fall flat in game 2 of round 1. Round 2, hey, we saw the Celtics dominate Cleveland in game 1. What happened game 2? Cleveland came out, punched them in the mouth on the road in Boston. We saw Boston fall flat in game 2 of the second round. Third round, Boston did win game 2 fairly comfortably over Indiana, but we did see them damn near lose game 1 to Indiana. So we've seen in all 3 series that the Celtics have played this postseason that one of those 2 first home game of the series, they're going to look really shaky. And we've seen the Mavs make adjustments and look really good in game 2s here in the postseason. I think that's the script, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's the script. I think that's what we see today. Look, if the Celtics are hitting their threes at the clip that they shoot them, they're almost unbeatable. But if they're missing them threes like we've seen them do plenty of times in the regular season and a couple times here in the postseason, they're very, very beatable. I still believe the best player on the floor is Luka Doncic. I don't believe that the Celtics' defensive game plan, if they try to roll over what they did in game 1, will be successful for the entire series. They kind of were daring Luka to beat them. They were not allowing Luka to dish out and find the other guys, get the other guys involved. They want Luka to score all the points and beat them. The problem with that strategy is he will. He will. I'm a firm believer in that. I think he's the best player on the planet. I think the best player on the planet usually adjusts, usually makes the right play, usually finds a way to get it done. I think Luka is of that ilk. I think the Mavs tie this series up 1-1 heading back to Dallas like they've done in every single series they've played thus far this postseason. Celtics, I don't think, shoot the ball as great as they did in game 1. I think they'll look shaky here in game 2, kind of like they did in every single series thus far this postseason. You're going to call me a homer. It's cool. I understand it. But remember, we're exactly where we thought we would be. And I think the Mavs, who I still think win the series, steal game 2, win game 2. I'm on that plus 210. You're going to give me that plus money, that much plus money with the Mavs team who we know can and will win on the road, with the best player in the series, with the coach in Jason Kidd who loves adjusting and making adjustments in game 2 and winning game 2s. Sign me up, man. I'm just here to tell you guys how I see the game, and ultimately, that's how I see it, man. So, here in this game 2, I would take the Dallas Mavericks plus the points. I think the better play, just take them to win the game. Straight up on the money line, take them outright. Hey, and if we hit that outright win, we won our money back from last game plus some. So that's where I'm at. I'm on the money line. I think the Mavs come out here, shock the world, and send this thing 1-1 heading back to Dallas. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that continue to tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man. Money making Sunday, bounce back Sunday, as we did drop game 1. But we've had a tremendous season, a tremendous playoffs. I'm sure we'll get right back on track, man. Money Making Sunday. I appreciate you boys and girls more than you know. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I'll see y'all later. I'm out of here.